Single Navy father shocks a billionaire by capturing a Mafia boss in her hotel. The chlorine smell hit different at midnight. Ryan Walker dragged the net across the Emiel Bruck Hotel pool, clearing leaves that shouldn't be there. The water glowed turquoise under submerged lights, casting ripples on marble columns that probably cost more than his Harley. He checked his watch. 11:47 p.m. Celeste was late. Not that he cared. The boss could show up whenever she wanted for her private training session. He was just the help. The guy who cleaned toilets at 6 a.m. and taught the billionaire CEO how to swim at midnight because she was too busy during normal hours. Dad? He turned. Hannah stood at the pool entrance in her yellow pajamas, clutching Mr. Bear. Baby, what are you doing up? Couldn't sleep. She padded over, bare feet on wet tile. You said you'd be home by 11. Guilt twisted in his chest. I know, sweetheart. Boss is running late. The pretty lady? Yeah. He knelt down, eye level. The pretty lady who owns this whole place. Hannah's blue eyes, her mother's eyes, studied him. Too smart for 12. Do you like her? I work for her. That's not what I asked. Ryan smiled despite himself. Go back to the room, I'll be there soon. Promise? Cross my heart. She hugged him quick, then scampered off toward the staff quarters. Ryan watched her disappear through the service door, then turned back to the pool. That's when he saw it. Movement in the lobby. Wrong kind of movement. His body reacted before his brain caught up. Shoulders tight, weight forward, scanning exits. 6 years in the Navy did that. Made you see patterns. Made you notice when someone didn't belong. The man in the lobby was late 50s, expensive suit, 2 guys flanking him. Not hotel security. Wrong posture. Wrong walk. Professional. Ryan? He spun. Celeste Davenport stood 10 feet away in a white swimsuit and royal blue cover-up. Blonde hair wet like she'd already been in the ocean. Barefoot. No makeup. For a second, she didn't look like a billionaire, just looked like a woman who couldn't sleep. Ms. Davenport, how many times do I have to tell you it's Celeste? She dropped her bag on a lounge chair. Sorry I'm late, board call ran long. No problem. She stretched, arms overhead, and he forced himself to look at the pool. Not appropriate. Not his place. So, she stepped to the edge, dipped a toe in. You really think you can teach me to swim in 3 weeks? That's what you're paying me for. I'm paying you to clean rooms. You're paying me double to do this. She laughed. Actual laugh, not the CEO kind. Fair point. Ryan glanced back at the lobby. The man and his guards were checking in. Night manager looked nervous. Something wrong? Celeste followed his gaze. No, just... He shook his head. You have private security on tonight? Why would I need security? Big hotel, lots of guests. We have cameras and you. She smirked. Aren't you like Navy SEAL or something? Regular Navy, mechanic mostly. Still sounds impressive. He didn't respond. The man in the lobby was heading toward the elevators now. Presidential suite level. Ryan memorized the face. Okay. Celeste clapped her hands. Let's do this. What's first? Can you float? Define float. Lay back in the water without sinking. Absolutely not. Ryan almost smiled. Then that's first. 20 minutes later, Celeste was hyperventilating in the shallow end. I can't. I'm gonna drown. Water's 4 feet deep. You're 5'7". 5'8". Still can't drown. She glared at him, looking tired. Easy for you to say. You're not the one whose father threw her in the ocean at age 8 and said, figure it out. Ryan's expression shifted. He did what? Doesn't matter. He's dead now. She pushed wet hair from her face. Can we take a break? Yeah, sure. She climbed out, grabbed a towel, disappeared into the women's changing room. Ryan stood in the water, alone, thinking about fathers who threw their kids in oceans, about little girls who grew up terrified of water because nobody taught them it could be safe. The pool door opened. Not Celeste. One of the bodyguards. Younger one, maybe 30. Scar across his left eyebrow. Pool closed? The guy's accent was thick. Eastern European, maybe. Private session. Opens at 6 a.m. My boss wants to swim. Tell your boss to come back at 6. The bodyguard stepped closer. My boss doesn't wait. Ryan didn't move. Didn't need to. Just stood there in 4 feet of water, hands loose at his sides, and met the guy's eyes with the kind of empty calm that said, try me. 5 seconds passed. 10. The bodyguard turned and left. Ryan exhaled slowly, then climbed out and grabbed his phone from the equipment locker. Opened an app he hadn't touched in 2 years. Secured database, Navy credentials still active because they never fully discharge you when you know what he knew. He typed, male, late 50s, Italian, expensive suit, 2 bodyguards, presidential suite. Results loaded. His blood went cold. Vittorio the Wolf Marchetti, wanted in 6 countries. Arms trafficking, connections to 3 criminal organizations. Last spotted in Dubai 4 months ago, in Celeste's hotel, right now. Hey, Celeste emerged in a white robe, hair wrapped in a towel. I think I'm done for tonight. We can try again tomorrow. What's wrong? Ryan locked his phone. Nothing. You look like you saw a ghost. Just tired. She studied him with those blue eyes that missed nothing in business meetings but somehow missed everything else. You're a terrible liar. I'm a great liar. Then why do I never believe you? Before he could answer, the pool door burst open. Hannah, running full speed, yellow pajamas flapping, Mr. Bear forgotten somewhere. Dad, there's a man in the hallway. Ryan caught her. What man? Big man. Scary. He was looking at our door weird. Over Hannah's head, Ryan's eyes met Celeste's. Stay here, he told them both. Ryan, but he was already moving. The staff quarters hallway was empty. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead, casting everything in sickly yellow. Ryan walked slowly, checking corners, every sense alert. His door was ajar. He'd locked it, always locked it. Ryan pushed it open with his foot, staying to the side. Small room, twin bed for Hannah, pull-out couch for him, bathroom barely big enough to turn around in. Someone had been through their stuff. Drawers open. Hannah's clothes on the floor. They were looking for something, but what? He owned nothing, had nothing. Just a duffel bag of clothes, some tools for his Harley, and the photo. He lunged for the nightstand. The frame was face down. He flipped it over, hands shaking. Still there. Him and Hannah 2 years ago. Santa Monica Pier. Her first time seeing the ocean. Both of them laughing. But underneath, tucked in the frame, backing, gone. His discharge papers. The ones with the classified stamps. The ones that said what he really did for 6 years in the Persian Gulf. Damn it. Daddy said a bad word. He spun. Hannah and Celeste stood in the doorway. Hannah looked delighted. Celeste looked confused. I told you to stay at the pool. I don't take orders well, Celeste said. Ask my board of directors. This isn't a game. Then tell me what's happening. Ryan looked at his daughter, at the woman who paid his salary, at the ransacked room that meant someone knew exactly who he was. We need to leave now. I'm not leaving my hotel. Your hotel has a problem. What kind of problem? He stepped close, voice low. The kind that's dangerous. Celeste's face went pale. You're serious. Dead serious. Should we call the police? And tell them what? That I illegally accessed Navy databases and identified a wanted criminal who's currently a paying guest in your presidential suite. You did what? Hannah tugged his hand. Daddy, I'm scared. Ryan picked her up, settled her on his hip. I got you. I got you. Celeste looked at him. I need you to trust me. You don't even know me. Yeah, you do. Something passed between them. Recognition, maybe. Or memory of something neither could quite place. Okay, Celeste said finally. What do we do? They moved to Celeste's private office on the 3rd floor. Corner suite, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the beach, door that locked from inside. Hannah fell asleep on the leather couch within minutes. Mr. Bear retrieved from the pool area. Ryan stood at the window watching the parking lot. Celeste paced behind him. Explain. Everything. Guy in the presidential suite is Vittorio Marchetti. Should that name mean something? He's a ghost. Interpol's been hunting him for a decade. Arms dealer, dangerous. And he's in my hotel. Yeah. Why? Don't know yet. Celeste stopped pacing. What did you do in the Navy? And don't say mechanic. Ryan was silent. Ryan. Intelligence, mostly. He turned to face her. I tracked people like Marchetti. Found them. Sometimes I did more than find them. You were an operative. It wasn't a question. When necessary. She absorbed this. Didn't run, didn't call security. Just stood there in her white robe, processing. And now you clean toilets in my hotel. Seems safer. For Hannah. But you're still tracking them. No. I'm done with that life. Are you? The question hung there. Ryan's phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered. Mr. Walker. The voice was smooth, accented. I believe you have something that belongs to me. Marchetti. Ryan's jaw tightened. Wrong number. I know you have a daughter. That's all the leverage I need. Every muscle in Ryan's body went rigid. If anything happens to her, you'll what? You're nobody now. Just a janitor with a mop. Try me. Silence. Then, room 412. 1 hour, come alone. We'll discuss terms. The line went dead. Celeste was staring at him. What did he say? Ryan looked at Hannah sleeping on the couch, at Celeste standing there trying to be brave, at the life he'd built that was crumbling in real time. He knows about Hannah. How? Doesn't matter, he wants to meet. You can't go. I have to. Then I'm coming with you. Absolutely not. It's my hotel. My responsibility. Celeste. Don't. She moved closer, voice sharp. Don't treat me like I'm fragile. I've run this company since I was 20. I've fired men twice your age. I've survived a marriage that nearly broke me. I can handle one meeting. Ryan studied her. Really looked. Saw past the money, the power, the facade. Saw someone who'd been underestimated her whole life and was sick of it. Okay, he said. But we do it my way. Room 412 was on the 4th floor. Ocean view, $2,000 a night. Ryan knocked at exactly 12:47 a.m. The door opened. Younger bodyguard, the one from the pool. Just you, he said to Ryan. Both of us, Celeste said. Or neither. The bodyguard looked uncertain, stepped back, spoke rapid Italian to someone inside. A pause. Then, let them in. The suite was massive. Living room bigger than Ryan's entire apartment in his old life. Vittorio Marchetti stood by the window, glass of scotch in hand, looking out at the dark ocean. Ms. Davenport. He turned, smiled. Perfect teeth. What an unexpected pleasure. Mr. Marchetti. I wish I could say the same. His smile widened. You know who I am. I do now. And yet you came anyway. Brave. Or stupid. Hasn't been determined yet. Marchetti laughed, gestured to the couch. Please, sit. We'll stand, Ryan said. Ah, the Navy man. The janitor with the interesting past. Marchetti sipped his drink. You've caused me some inconvenience, Mr. Walker. Good. You took something from my room. I want it back. Ryan's mind raced. He hadn't taken anything. Hadn't even been in Marchetti's room, unless... I don't know what you're talking about. Don't insult my intelligence. The documents, the photographs, the drive. I'm a janitor. I clean rooms. You were Navy intelligence. You specialized in infiltration and asset recovery. You ran operations and... That was a long time ago. Was it? Marchetti set down his glass. Because someone accessed my laptop tonight. Someone who knew exactly what they were looking for. Someone with your skill set. Ryan's stomach dropped. He hadn't touched any laptop, which meant... There's been a mistake, Celeste said. Ryan was with me all evening. Training session at the pool. Dozens of cameras can confirm. Marchetti's eyes narrowed. Interesting. What's interesting? That you'd lie for him, so quickly, so convincingly. He moved closer. Tell me, Ms. Davenport, what is Mr. Walker to you, just an employee? That's none of your business. Everything in this hotel is my business this week. You're a guest, not an owner. Semantics. The tension in the room was a living thing. Ryan calculated distances. Bodyguard by the door. Another in the bedroom, probably. Marchetti unarmed but dangerous. Celeste too close to the window. Look, Ryan said. I don't know anything about a laptop or documents. You want to search me? Search my room? Go ahead. I already did. So that was the ransacking. And? Ryan spread his arms. Find anything? Marchetti studied him for a long moment, then smiled. No, which is interesting in itself. Can we go now? Soon. First, a proposition. Not interested. You haven't heard it yet. Don't need to. Even if it involves your daughter's safety. Ryan moved before he could think. Had Marchetti against the wall, forearm across his throat, before the bodyguard cleared his weapon. Don't, Ryan said quietly. Don't even mention her. Marchetti didn't struggle, just looked at him with cold amusement. There he is. The real Ryan Walker. Let him go, the bodyguard said. Gun aimed at Ryan's head. Celeste's voice cut through. Everyone calm down. He threatened my daughter. And you're about to get shot in my hotel. She stepped between them. Vittorio, I'm sure this is all a misunderstanding. Why don't you tell us what you really want? Ryan released Marchetti slowly. Stepped back. The gun stayed trained on him. Marchetti straightened his collar. What I want, Ms. Davenport, is simple. I want to complete my business here without interruption. And I want to ensure that your employee, he glanced at Ryan, doesn't interfere. What business? Celeste asked. The kind that doesn't concern you. It's my hotel. Everything concerns me. Brave words. But I'd advise caution. Marchetti retrieved his scotch. I have powerful friends, including several on your board of directors. Celeste's face went blank. Professional mask. I see. Do you? Perfectly clear. Good. Then we understand each other. Marchetti moved to the door, guards following. Paused. Oh, and Miss Davenport, I'd recommend keeping Mr. Walker on a shorter leash, for everyone's safety. The door closed. Silence. Then Celeste turned to Ryan. What the hell was that? That was a threat. I got that part, I mean, she waved her hand. All of it. The Navy thing. The attack. You could have gotten hurt. Been in worse situations. That's not reassuring. Wasn't trying to be reassuring. They stared at each other. Something unspoken passed between them. We should call the FBI, Celeste said finally. And tell them what? That a man checked into your hotel? He hasn't broken any laws on U.S. soil that we know of. He threatened your daughter. Implied. Didn't threaten directly. That's a technicality. It's the difference between a case and nothing. Celeste wrapped her robe tighter. So what do we do? You do nothing. Go back to being CEO, I'll handle it. Handle it how? Better you don't know. Ryan, please. He looked at her. Really looked. I've lost enough. Can't lose this job too. Can't lose the stability. Hannah needs... His voice cracked slightly. She needs normal. Needs safe. Celeste's expression softened. Where's her mother? Dead 3 years ago. Car accident. I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. More silence. The kind that holds weight. I should go, Ryan said. Check on Hannah. Wait. Celeste moved to her desk. Pulled out a key card. Stay in one of the guest rooms tonight. Somewhere safer. I can't afford... It's free. Employee benefit I just invented. Celeste, please, for Hannah. He took the key. Their fingers touched briefly. Electric. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. She walked him to the door. Ryan, what you did in the Navy, the tracking people thing, can you do it here? Figure out what Marchetti's really doing? Probably. Will you? He should say no. Should clock out. Take Hannah. Disappear into the night like he'd done before. Should protect himself, his daughter, his small, peaceful life. But he looked at Celeste standing there barefoot in a hotel she inherited too young, trying to be brave, trying to protect her employees, trying to do the right thing even when it was dangerous. And he thought, maybe running isn't the answer anymore. Yeah, he said. I'll figure it out. The guest room was fancy. King bed, marble bathroom. Hannah woke up long enough to say whoa, before passing out again on sheets that probably cost more than their monthly rent. Ryan sat in the chair by the window, watching the parking lot, thinking. Someone had accessed Marchetti's laptop, someone with skills, someone who wanted Ryan to take the fall. But why? His phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Check your email. He opened his encrypted account. One new message. No sender name, just a video file. Ryan plugged in headphones, hit play. Grainy security footage. The presidential suite hallway. Timestamp, 9:47 p.m. 3 hours ago. A figure in hotel maintenance uniform approached Marchetti's door. Slim build, moved like a woman. She picked the lock in under 10 seconds. Professional work, then disappeared inside. 8 minutes later she emerged. Different posture, confident, carrying a small black bag. The camera angle shifted, caught her face for just a second as she turned. Ryan's world tilted. He knew that face, but it couldn't be. She was dead, buried 3 years ago after the accident that wasn't an accident, the crash that didn't make sense, the investigation that closed too fast. He rewound, watched again, paused on the face. Same eyes, same scar above the left eyebrow from when she fell off a bike at age 12. Grace, his wife, alive. Ryan didn't sleep, couldn't, just sat there replaying the video, checking angles, looking for proof it was fake. It wasn't fake. At 6 a.m., he left Hannah sleeping with a note. Went to work. Back soon. I love you. The pool was empty. Early sun turned the water gold. Ryan started his shift on autopilot. Skim, vacuum, check chemicals. Mind elsewhere. Morning. Celeste stood at the entrance in running gear. Tank top, athletic shorts, sneakers, no makeup, hair in a messy bun. Didn't expect you this early, Ryan said. Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd run the beach. She hesitated. Everything okay? With Hannah? She's fine. Safe. And you? He didn't answer. Celeste walked over, stood close enough that he could smell her perfume. Something expensive. Something that reminded him of summers he barely remembered. I did some research last night, she said quietly. On Vittorio Marchetti. Yeah? He's worse than you said. I know. So why is he here? Why my hotel? That's what I'm trying to figure out. She touched his arm. Light touch. If you need help, I don't. Liar. He met her eyes. You should stay away from this. From me. It's not safe. Maybe I don't want safe. Celeste, I've been safe my whole life, Ryan. Safe marriage. Safe business decisions. Safe everything. You know where it got me? Alone in a mansion at 24, talking to myself because I have no real friends, just employees and board members who want something. Her voice cracked slightly. You deserve better, Ryan said. So do you. I'm a janitor with a dead wife and a daughter I'm barely keeping safe. You're more than that. You don't know me. Then let me. The moment stretched. Ocean waves crashed in the distance. Early morning light painted everything soft and gold. Ryan's phone buzzed. Shattered the moment. Text from the unknown number. Roof. Now. Come alone. I have to go, he said. Where? Just stay here. Keep Hannah safe if she wakes up. Ryan, wait. But he was already running. The hotel roof was maintenance access only. Ryan took the service stairs 3 at a time, burst through the door into blinding sunlight. A figure stood at the edge, back to him, looking out at the ocean. Slim, female, dark hair shorter than he remembered. She turned. Grace. Same face, same scar, same eyes that once looked at him like he was everything. Hey, baby, she said. Miss me? Ryan couldn't breathe, couldn't think, just stood there staring at a ghost. You're dead. Clearly not. The accident, the funeral, I buried you. You buried a body. Wasn't mine. His legs felt weak. He leaned against the rooftop door. How? Navy. Witness protection. I testified against some very bad people. Had to disappear. You left Hannah. I left Hannah safe. With you. She thinks you're dead. Better than thinking I abandoned her. Grace stepped closer. I've been watching you both. Every day. Making sure you were okay. That's not okay, that's... He couldn't find words. Insane. Maybe. But it kept you alive. What the hell does that mean? Grace pulled out her phone, showed him a photo. Marchetti. Meeting with 3 men. Dark room. Looked like a warehouse. These men. They were looking for you. For what you know. For the operation in the Gulf. She swiped to another photo. They found your old team. Marcus. Dead. Stephen. Dead. Khalil. Missing. Ryan's blood ran cold. When? Last 6 months. And you didn't tell me? I couldn't. I was trying to lead them away from you, from Hannah. But then Marchetti showed up here and I knew. She stopped. I knew I had to do something. So you broke into his room. I needed intel. What he's planning. And? She pulled out a flash drive. He's not here for you. He's here for something bigger. What? Arms deal. Happening in 3 days. Right here at the ML Broke. Buyers from 6 countries. Weapons-grade materials. If it goes through. She trailed off. People die. A lot of people. Ryan ran his hands through his hair. Tried to process. Wife alive. Old team dead. Terrorist arms deal in Celeste's hotel. Hannah in danger. We need to leave, he said. Get Hannah. Disappear. They'll find you. Then what? We stop them. Grace, I know. I know I have no right to ask. I left you. Left our daughter. But this is bigger than us. Nothing is bigger than Hannah. I agree. Which is why we have to end this. Because if we run, they'll always be looking. But if we stop them here, we could die. Yeah. And Hannah becomes an orphan. Grace's eyes filled with tears. First emotion he'd seen. I think about that every day. Ryan looked at the ocean. Thought about his daughter sleeping downstairs. Thought about Celeste trying to run a hotel with a terrorist using it as cover. Thought about his brothers who died because someone talked. Thought about the man he used to be before he decided to hide. What's the plan? He asked. They worked in Celeste's office. Spread photos and documents across her desk while Hannah slept on the couch. Oblivious. Grace laid it out. Deal happens in 3 days. Thursday night. They're using the hotel conference center. Rented it under a shell corporation for a private investment meeting. How many buyers? Ryan asked. 6 confirmed. Maybe more. Security? At least 12 armed guards. Plus Marchetti's personal detail. Celeste paced. This is insane. I should cancel the event. They'll just move it somewhere else, Grace said. Somewhere we can't monitor. So we let terrorists use my hotel? We let them think they're using your hotel, while we gather evidence and call in the right people. FBI? Ryan asked. CIA, this crosses borders. But we need undeniable proof. Video, audio, the actual weapons. Ryan studied the photos. Where are the weapons now? Being transported. Should arrive Wednesday night. How? Grace pointed to a blueprint of the hotel. Service tunnels. Your hotel has old smuggling routes from Prohibition. They've been using them. Celeste blinked. I have smuggling tunnels? You didn't know? I inherited this place 2 years ago. Nobody mentioned tunnels. Grace and Ryan exchanged glances. That's a problem, Ryan said. Why? Because if you don't know about them, who does? Silence. Celeste sank into her chair. You think someone on my staff is helping them? Has to be. Someone with access. Someone who knows the building. I trust my people. Yeah, and one of them is dirty. Celeste looked sick. Ryan moved around the desk, crouched beside her chair. Hey, we'll figure it out. How? I can't suspect everyone. You don't have to, I will. This isn't your job. Yeah, it is. She looked at him, close enough that he could see gold flecks in her blue eyes, close enough that breathing felt complicated. Why? She whispered. Why are you helping me? Because you're kind to my daughter. Because you say please when you ask for something. Because you're scared of water but trying anyway. Because when you laugh it's real and when you're sad you don't hide it well and because it's the right thing, he said instead. Grace cleared her throat. Touching. But we have work to do. Ryan stood, stepped back, created distance. They spent the next hour mapping the hotel. Every entrance, every exit, every camera, every blind spot. Hannah woke up around 7:30 disoriented. Daddy, where are we? Ms. Davenport's office, baby. Why? Daddy's helping with a work thing. Hannah rubbed her eyes, saw Grace. Who's that? Grace froze. Ryan's heart stopped. That's a friend. She's helping too. Hannah studied Grace with that unsettling kid wisdom. You look like my mommy. Grace's face crumpled. Do I? Yeah. Same eyes. Hannah tilted her head. Are you nice? I try to be. Okay. Hannah seemed satisfied. Climbed off the couch. I'm hungry, can we get pancakes? Sure, baby. Ryan grabbed his wallet. Looked at Celeste. There a kitchen staff on this early? I'll call down, Celeste said. Order whatever you want. While Hannah demolished chocolate chip pancakes in the office, the adults planned. We need to identify the inside contact, Grace said. Who has keys to the service tunnels? Celeste pulled up employee records on her computer. Maintenance chief, head of housekeeping, security director, me. Who's been here longest? Security director Frank Torres, 15 years. Access to cameras? Complete access. Ryan leaned over, studied the photo. Him? Older guy, Hispanic, hard eyes. Frank's loyal, Celeste said. Worked for my father. Stayed when I took over despite better offers. Where's he from? Miami originally, why? Ryan and Grace exchanged looks. Marchetti has Miami connections, Grace said carefully. Trafficking routes through the port. No way. Frank's been with us forever. Who else has tunnel access? Celeste scrolled. Thomas Brennan, maintenance chief, started 6 months ago. Bingo. Background check? Ryan asked. Clean. Previous job at a resort in Atlantic City. Pull up his application. Celeste clicked through files. Found it. Recommendation letter from someone named David Moretti. Grace grabbed the laptop, typed fast. Moretti is Marchetti's cousin, runs operations in New Jersey. Oh my God, Celeste whispered. When did you say Brennan started? 6 months ago. Right after Marchetti started planning this deal. Grace looked at Ryan. It's him. We need proof. I can get proof. How? Grace smiled. Not a nice smile. I'm very good at my job. They split up. Grace to surveil Brennan. Ryan to his normal shift. Had to maintain cover. Celeste to board meetings where she'd pretend everything was fine. Hannah went to the hotel's kids club. Hated it, but Ryan needed her somewhere safe with witnesses. He spent the morning cleaning rooms, watching, listening. Around 10 a.m., his radio crackled. Ryan, housekeeping needs you in 601. Water leak. He grabbed his toolbox, headed up. Room 601 was directly below the presidential suite. Not a coincidence. The water leak was tiny. Dripping faucet. 5-minute fix. But while he worked, Ryan listened. Voices overhead. Muffled, but clear enough. Shipment confirmed. Wednesday midnight. Buyer wants assurances. He'll get them when he pays. Ryan pulled out his phone. Started recording. The conversation lasted 12 minutes. Detailed plans. Names. Numbers. Everything the CIA would need. He was pocketing his phone when the door opened. Marchetti's older bodyguard stood there. The one who hadn't been at the midnight meeting. Leak fixed? Heavy accent. Russian, maybe. Yeah, All good. You hear anything? Like what? The bodyguard studied him. Like conversations. From upstairs. Pipes make noise. Old building. Ryan packed his tools slowly, casual, waiting to see if this went bad. It didn't. The bodyguard stepped aside. Let him pass. But as Ryan walked down the hallway, he felt eyes on his back. Felt the weight of attention. They were watching him now. Lunch break, Ryan found Celeste in her office. She looked exhausted. Board meeting was hell, she said. 3 members pushing hard to sell the hotel. To who? Some international investment group. Won't say who's behind it. Let me guess, Italian name? Her eyes widened. How did you? Marchetti's buying your hotel, or trying to. Why? Legitimacy? Smuggling routes? Money laundering? Take your pick. Celeste slumped in her chair. My father built this place. 40 years of work. And I'm about to lose it to a terrorist. Not if we stop the deal. How? I can't prove anything. My own board is compromised. We don't need the board. We need evidence. He showed her his phone. The recording. Her eyes lit up. This is it. This is proof. It's a start. But we need more. Need to catch them with the actual weapons. When do they arrive? Wednesday. Midnight. Celeste checked her calendar. That's 2 days. Yeah. Can we really do this? Just the 3 of us? Might not be a choice. The office door opened. Grace walked in, face grim. Found something. You're gonna hate it. She pulled out her laptop. Showed them financial records. Wire transfers. Offshore accounts. Brennan's been on Marchetti's payroll for 8 months, but he's not the only one. Who else? Celeste asked. Grace clicked to another screen. Bank statement. Large deposits every month. In Frank Torres's name. No, Celeste said. No, that's impossible. I'm sorry. Frank would never. He loved my father. People change, especially when someone offers enough money. Celeste stood abruptly. I need to confront him. Bad idea, Ryan said. It's my hotel, my employee, my right, and it'll get you hurt. He won't hurt me. You sure about that? She wasn't. He could see it in her eyes. Let me talk to him, Ryan said. Feel him out. And if he's dirty, then we know, and we plan accordingly. Celeste looked between them. 2 people she barely knew, asking her to trust them with her life, her hotel, her father's legacy. Okay, she said finally. But I'm listening. Surveillance camera in his office. I want to hear every word. Ryan found Frank Torres in the security office, watching monitors. Hey Frank, got a minute? The older man looked up, smiled. Friendly smile. Sure, Walker. What's up? Wanted to ask about something. Strange guest checked in yesterday. Yeah? Which one? Guy in the presidential suite. Vittorio something. Frank's expression didn't change. Italian businessman. Paid cash for 2 weeks. Why? Just seemed off. Off how? Ryan shrugged. Bodyguards. Attitude. Made me nervous. You're paid to clean, not profile guests. There it was. Slight edge. Slight threat. Right. Sorry. Just worried about Hannah, you know? Single dad brain. Frank's face softened. I get it. But the guy's clean. No red flags. Lie. Had to be. Cool. Thanks, Frank. Ryan headed for the door. Walker? He turned. Frank was standing now, hand near his hip, near his weapon. Be careful asking questions. Sometimes people don't like questions. Just looking out for my kid. I know. That's good. That's smart. Frank sat back down. Keep doing that. Looking out for your own. Minding your own business. Message received. Ryan left. Walked calmly to the stairwell. Then ran. In Celeste's office, they reviewed the security footage. He's in on it, Grace said. Body language, micro-expressions. He's lying. Damn it. Celeste put her head in her hands. My father trusted him. Your father's dead, Ryan said bluntly. People change when the money's right. So what do? We have 2 days to gather evidence and build a case, then we hand it to the CIA and let them handle the raid. And if something goes wrong before then, we improvise. Celeste looked at him. You're very calm about this. I've had practice. At what? Stopping international arms deals in luxury hotels. At compartmentalizing fear. Hannah appeared in the doorway, escorted by a kids' club supervisor. Daddy, we made crafts. She held up a macaroni picture frame. Lumpy. Covered in glitter. Beautiful. That's amazing, baby. It's for you, for your room. Ryan took it, throat tight. Thank you. Hannah beamed. Then noticed Grace again. Stared with that unnerving intensity. You're still here. I am. Are you staying? Grace's smile was sad. For a little while. Good. Daddy needs friends. Out of the mouths of babes. Tuesday morning started normal. Ryan's shift. Pool cleaning. Room service. Hannah at kids club. Then everything went sideways. Ryan was in the laundry room sorting towels when Brennan walked in. Walker, need you on a special job. Sure, what's up? Service tunnel inspection. Boss wants everything checked before the big event Thursday. Ryan's pulse spiked. What event? Private party VIPs, you know how it is. Yeah. Where's the tunnel access? Basement. I'll show you. They walked through back corridors down concrete stairs. Temperature dropped. Lights got dimmer. Here. Brennan unlocked a heavy door. Metal. Reinforced. Beyond was darkness. Tunnel stretching into black. How far does it go? All the way to the beach, old smuggling route, kinda cool actually. Ryan pulled out his flashlight, stepped inside. The door slammed shut behind him. Lock clicked. Darkness, complete, absolute. Ryan spun, pounded on the door. Brennan. Nothing. He was trapped. Celeste was in a budget meeting when her phone buzzed. Text from Grace. Ryan's missing. Brennan trapped him in the tunnels. She stood so fast her chair fell over. Ms. Davenport? The CFO looked concerned. Everything all right? No. Meeting's over. Everyone out. But we haven't finished. Out. They fled. Celeste grabbed her phone, called Grace. Where is he? Tunnel access, basement level, but it's locked. Reinforced door. I can't. I'm coming. Celeste, wait. She hung up. Ran. Found Grace in the basement, trying to pick the lock with tools that weren't working. Move, Celeste said. She pulled out her master key. Emergency override. The one her father gave her when she turned 18, made her promise never to lose. For emergencies only, he'd said, when nothing else works. She slid it into the lock. It turned. The door opened. Darkness beyond. And silence. Ryan? Celeste called. Ryan? Nothing. Grace pulled out a flashlight. I'm going in. Not alone, you're not. They entered together. The tunnel stretched forever, damp and cold. Water dripped somewhere, rats scattered. 50 feet in, they found him. Unconscious on the ground. Head injured from the impact. Ryan! Celeste dropped beside him. Oh God! Oh God! Grace checked his pulse. He's alive. Breathing steady. What happened? They attacked him. Tried to make it look like an accident. Celeste cradled his head in her lap, not caring about the damage to her white suit. We need to get him out. Hospital. No hospital, too many questions. He needs medical attention. I'm a medic. Was. I can handle it. Grace pulled supplies from her bag. But we need to move him first. Together they dragged Ryan back toward the door. He was heavy. Dead weight. Celeste's arms screamed, but she didn't stop. They got him to Celeste's office. Locked the door. Grace worked fast. Cleaned the wound. Stitched it. Bandaged. He'll be okay, she said. Concussion. Needs rest. Celeste sat on the floor beside the couch where Ryan lay unconscious. Her hands were shaking. This is my fault. No, it's not. I hired Brennan. I trusted Frank. This is my hotel, my responsibility. Stop. Grace sat across from her. You can't blame yourself for other people's evil. Can't I? No. You can only control what you do next. Celeste looked at her. You're his wife. Was. Technically still am. It's complicated. Does he know you're alive? As of yesterday, yeah. How's that going? Grace laughed bitterly. About as well as you'd expect. Silence. Hannah slept on the other couch, oblivious. Ryan breathed steadily. He talks about you sometimes, Celeste said quietly. When he's with Hannah. Says she has your eyes. She does. Why did you leave? To keep them safe. Did it work? I thought so, until now. More silence. Then Celeste asked the question that had been eating her. Do you love him? Still? Grace took a long time to answer. I never stopped. But love isn't always enough, is it? No, it's not. They sat there. 2 women. One widow who wasn't. One heiress who inherited loneliness. Both protecting the same man for different reasons. He cares about you, Grace said. I can tell. He works for me. That's not what I said. Celeste looked at Ryan. His face peaceful in sleep. Strong jaw, calloused hands. Man who'd thrown himself between her and danger without hesitation. I barely know him. Sometimes that doesn't matter. It should. Yeah, it should. Ryan stirred. Groaned. Eyes opened, unfocused. Don't move, Grace said. You have a concussion. He tried to sit up anyway. Celeste pushed him back gently. Listen to the medic. Hannah is fine, right there. Celeste pointed. Sleeping. Safe. Ryan relaxed slightly. What happened? Brennan hit you. Left you in the tunnel to die probably. Didn't work. Clearly. Grace handed him water. You're lucky we found you when we did. How long was I out? 2 hours. Damn, we're losing time. You're not doing anything, Celeste said firmly. You need rest. Can't rest. Deal's in 2 days. Then I'll handle it. He looked at her like she was insane. You? It's my hotel. You don't know what you're doing. Then teach me. Grace watched this exchange with interest. She has a point. We need someone on the inside. Someone they don't suspect. No, Ryan said. Too dangerous. I'm not asking permission, Celeste said. Celeste, listen. You're injured. Grace is supposed to be dead. I'm the only one who can move freely in this hotel without raising suspicion. She's right, Grace said. Whose side are you on? The side that wins. Ryan closed his eyes, felt the headache pounding, felt everything slipping out of control. Fine, but you do exactly what I say. No improvising. No hero stuff. Same to you, Celeste shot back. Despite everything, Ryan almost smiled. Wednesday morning, 24 hours until the weapons arrived. Ryan was supposed to be resting. Instead, he was in the basement with Grace, mapping the tunnel system with a blueprint they'd found in the old hotel archives. 3 entrances. Grace traced the lines. Main access in basement, secondary in the old wine cellar, tertiary opens onto the beach. Which one will they use? Beach makes most sense. Boat delivery, straight into the tunnels. Security cameras? None down there. That's why they chose this location. Ryan studied the map. We could set up surveillance. Plant cameras. They'll sweep for that. Not if we hide them right. They worked for hours. Tiny cameras. Military grade. Grace had connections. Didn't ask where she got them. By noon, they had 5 positioned in the tunnels. Live feed to Celeste's private laptop. Now we wait, Grace said. Wednesday afternoon, Celeste called an emergency staff meeting. Everyone gathered in the conference room. Maintenance, housekeeping, security, front desk. I know there have been rumors, Celeste started, about Thursday's event, about the VIP guests. I want to address those head on. Brennan shifted in his seat. Frank watched impassively. This hotel was built by my father on principles of integrity and service. Those principles matter to me, which is why, she paused for effect, I've hired an independent security firm to audit our systems this week. Frank's eyes narrowed. When was this decided? This morning. They'll be on site Thursday, full access. I want everything reviewed. Murmurs through the room. Any objections? Celeste looked directly at Brennan. Thomas, you look concerned. No, ma'am, just wondering about the timing. Problem with the timing? Big event Thursday. Might be disruptive. I'm sure you'll manage. She smiled coldly. You're very good at managing things, aren't you? Brennan's jaw tightened. The meeting ended 5 minutes later. People filed out. Frank lingered. Celeste? A word? Of course, Frank. They waited until the room cleared. What's really going on? He asked. Exactly what I said. Security audit. Bullshit. You've never done an audit before. Maybe I should have. This about Marchetti? Her heart jumped. Why would it be? Because Walker's been asking questions. And now suddenly you're bringing in outside security. Frank moved closer. You planning something stupid? I'm planning to protect my hotel. From what? From whoever's trying to destroy it. Frank studied her. Long moment. Then, be careful, kid. Your father would want you to be careful. My father would want me to do what's right. Sometimes those aren't the same thing. He left. Celeste stood alone in the conference room, shaking. Her phone buzzed. Text from Ryan. You did good. But now they know we're onto them. What does that mean? Means they'll move faster. Be ready. Wednesday night, 11:47 p.m. Ryan watched the tunnel cameras from Celeste's office. Grace beside him. Celeste pacing. Hannah asleep on the couch. Anything? Celeste asked. Not yet. Maybe they canceled. They didn't cancel. 11:52 p.m. Movement on camera 3. There. Ryan pointed. 2 figures in the tunnel, carrying something large. Crates. That's them. More figures appeared. 6 total. Unloading from the beach entrance. Grace grabbed her phone. I'm calling it in. Wait, Ryan said. We need confirmation it's weapons, not just boxes. Ryan. Wait. They watched. The figures moved deeper into the tunnel, set up in a chamber that looked like an old storage room, started opening crates. The camera angle wasn't perfect, but clear enough. Automatic rifles, ammunition, something else. Cylindrical, military green. Jesus, Grace whispered. Those are explosives. Military grade. Celeste grabbed the desk. In my hotel. Under my hotel. Call it in, Ryan said. Now. Grace dialed. Spoke in clipped sentences, coordinates, situation. Assets on site. Hung up. How long? Ryan asked. 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. That's too long. It's what we have. On the screen, more people arrived. The buyers. Suit and tie. Briefcases. The deal was happening. Ryan stood. I'm going down there. Like hell you are, Grace said. We can't let them leave with those weapons. Ryan, there are 12 armed men down there. So I'll be careful. You have a concussion. I've had worse. Celeste stepped in front of him. Stop. Both of you, this is insane. She's right, Grace said. We wait for backup. And if they finish before backup arrives, if they move the weapons, then we track them. People could die, Grace. People could die if you go down there. I'm willing to take that risk. Well, I'm not. Silence. Grace was crying. Actual tears. First time in years, probably. I just got you back, she said quietly. I can't lose you again. I can't let Hannah lose you. Ryan's expression softened. Grace, please, please just wait for backup. He looked at Celeste, at Hannah, at the woman he'd loved, and the woman he was starting to. Okay, he said. We wait. 12:34 a.m. The deal was concluding. Handshakes on camera, briefcases exchanged, still no backup. Then alarms started blaring. Fire alarms. Throughout the entire hotel. What the hell? Celeste checked her phone. There's no fire. It's a distraction, Ryan said. They're evacuating the hotel. On camera, the men in the tunnel scrambled, grabbed weapons, started moving. They're running, Grace said. Ryan was already at the door. Not on my watch. Ryan, no. But he was gone. The basement was chaos. Guests flooding out in robes and pajamas. Staff trying to direct them. Alarms screaming. Ryan pushed through, reached the tunnel door. Locked. He slammed his shoulder into it. Once. Twice. 3 times. It held. Move. Grace appeared beside him. Shaped charge in her hand. Where did you... Don't ask. She placed it on the lock. Fire in the hole. They ducked. Boom. The door blew open. Ryan and Grace entered the tunnel, weapons drawn. Grace had 2 pistols, gave one to Ryan. The chamber was empty. Crates gone. Signs of a struggle. Someone had gotten there first. Check the beach exit, Ryan said. They ran. Footsteps echoing. Water dripping. Rats fleeing. Burst out onto the beach. Moonlight. Waves. A boat offshore, motor running. And on the sand, a body. They approached carefully. Brennan, fatally wounded. Lifeless. They killed him, Celeste's voice said. Ryan spun. She'd followed them. Standing there in her pajamas and a coat, looking at the scene. I told you to stay inside, he said. And I told you I don't take orders well. Grace checked the body. Dead maybe 20 minutes. They must have... Wait. She pulled something from Brennan's pocket. Flash drive. What's on it? Ryan asked. Grace plugged it into her phone. Scrolled. Eyes widened. Names. Addresses. The entire network. Marchetti's whole operation. He was going to expose them, Celeste said. Or sell the information. Either way, they killed him for it. Sirens in the distance. Getting closer. That's our backup, Grace said. Late but here. Ryan looked at the boat offshore. At Marchetti escaping. At Justice slipping away. We need to stop that boat. With what? Grace gestured to the empty beach. We have no transport. No backup yet. They're gone. No, they're not. Ryan ran. Back toward the hotel. Through the lobby. Ignored staff calling his name. Hit the parking lot at full sprint. His Harley sat where he'd left it that morning. Blue paint gleaming under streetlights. He threw his leg over. Kicked it to life. Grace caught up. What are you doing? Ending this. Ryan, you can't... Watch me. Celeste appeared. Breathing hard from running. I'm coming with you. Absolutely not. Do you even know where they're going? I'll figure it out. The boat is heading north. There's only one marina within 20 miles that can handle vessels that size. I know because I looked at buying it last year. Ryan stared at her. 15-minute drive, she said. I know shortcuts. Celeste, I'm already in this. All the way in. You can't protect me by leaving me behind. She climbed on the bike behind him, wrapped her arms around his waist. This is insane, Grace said. Yeah. Ryan revved the engine. Tell the feds we went north. Marina at Crystal Cove. Ryan, take care of Hannah if this goes bad. It won't go bad. But if it does, Grace's face crumpled. Okay. Just be careful. Always am. He gunned it. Wind. Speed. Celeste's arms tight around him. They flew up the coastal highway, Harley roaring, taking curves at 60 that should be 40. Ocean on their right. Stars overhead. Adrenaline singing through Ryan's veins. He'd forgotten what this felt like. The rush. The purpose. Being alive. Celeste shouted in his ear. Why are you doing this? Why or what? Why? You could run. Take Hannah. Disappear. Tried running. Didn't work. So you're staying? Fighting? Yeah. Why? Because I'm tired of hiding. Because Hannah deserves a father who stands up. Because you looked at me like I was worth something and I want to be that person. Because it's right, he shouted back. Her arms tightened. The marina appeared ahead. Boats swaying in slips, security lights. Nobody around this late. Ryan killed the engine, coasted to a stop in shadows. There, Celeste pointed. A yacht, 40-footer, lights on, figures moving on deck. Stay here, Ryan said. No. Celeste. I said no. He looked at her. Wet hair from the wind, blue eyes fierce. Woman who'd never backed down from anything. You're stubborn. I'm determined. There's a difference. Fine. But stay behind me. They moved across the dock. Quiet. Careful. Voices from the yacht. Italian. Angry. Stupid O'Brennan. Should have killed Walker when we had the chance. Davenport woman is the real problem. Ryan pressed against the hull. Listened. Boss wants her dead. Make it look like accident. Inheritance goes to the board. Our board. Celeste's breath caught. Ryan looked at her. Mouthed. Stay quiet. She nodded. When? Another voice. Frank's voice. Ryan's fists clenched. Tomorrow, after the deal concludes. Tragic drowning in her own pool. Poetic. Laughter. Cold. Cruel. Ryan had heard enough. He climbed onto the yacht. Silent. Shadow. The deck was empty. Everyone below in the cabin. He moved to the stairs. Started down. Celeste grabbed his arm. What are you doing? What I should have done years ago. Which is? Being the guy I used to be. Before she could respond, he descended. The cabin was tight. 5 men. Marchetti, Frank, 3 buyers. Weapons spread on the table. Ryan filled the doorway. Everyone froze. Evening, gentlemen. Marchetti smiled. Mr. Walker, how persistent. That's me, persistent. You should be dead. Yeah, well, I'm hard to kill. Frank moved for his gun. Ryan was faster, had his weapon up, aimed. Don't, Frank. The older man stopped. Nothing personal, kid. Just business. You sold out Celeste. Her father trusted you. Her father was a fool, sentimental. I made him rich and he barely paid me half what I deserved. So you joined terrorists? I joined winners. Frank's hand inched toward his weapon. You should too. Marchetti pays better. I'm good, thanks. Last chance, Walker. Yeah, for you. 2 things happened simultaneously. Frank went for his gun. Ryan fired. The bullet caught Frank in the shoulder. He went down. Marchetti's guards rushed the stairs. Ryan spun, fired twice more. 1 dropped. Other retreated. Chaos. Shouting. Buyers scrambling. Ryan moved through it like water. Disarmed 1 guy. Knocked another unconscious. Years of training taking over. Marchetti had a knife suddenly. Fast for an old guy. Slashed at Ryan's arm. Drew blood. Ryan didn't feel it. Grabbed Marchetti's wrist, twisted, wrist injured. The knife clattered away. You broke my wrist. You threatened my daughter. Ryan put Marchetti face down on the floor, knee on his back. Pulled zip ties from his pocket. Always carried them now, old habit. Secured his hands. Federal agents are 2 minutes out. Ryan said calmly. You're done. You think this ends me? I'll be out in a week. You have no idea who I am. Yeah, I do. You're nobody. Just another old criminal who got sloppy. Sirens now. Close. Getting closer. The buyers tried to run. Made it maybe 10 feet before FBI agents swarmed the yacht. Chaos became order. Ryan sat on the deck, injured arm, watching them process the scene. Celeste appeared. Alive. Whole. Staring at him. You're hurt. Stabbed? Different thing. Ryan. I'm fine. She knelt beside him, grabbed his face with both hands. You're an idiot. Yeah, a reckless, stupid, impossible idiot. Sorry. Don't apologize, just... Her voice broke. Just don't die on me, okay? Wasn't planning on it. She kissed him. Right there. On the deck. With FBI agents everywhere and weapons being catalogued and Marchetti yelling about lawyers. She kissed him and he kissed back, and for 5 seconds the world was just them. Then she pulled away. Wow, Ryan said. Yeah, that was... I know. An FBI agent approached. Mr. Walker, Agent Chen, we need your statement. Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Ryan sat in Celeste's office, arm bandaged properly now, giving his 14th statement to various federal agencies. Grace was in another room doing the same. Celeste was with lawyers, protecting the hotel from liability. Hannah was at Kids Club again, informed that Daddy helped catch bad guys, which she thought was super cool. The FBI had Marchetti, the weapons, the buyers, Frank, everyone. Case closed except Mr. Walker. Agent Chen looked up from her notes. Your service record shows you were discharged 3 years ago, yet you accessed classified databases yesterday. Care to explain? Ryan's stomach sank. I can explain. Please do. I recognized Marchetti from old intel. Wanted to confirm. Using credentials you're not authorized to use anymore. Yeah, that's a felony. I know. Why'd you do it? Ryan thought about Hannah, about Celeste, about doing the right thing even when it's illegal, because nobody else was going to. Agent Chen was quiet for a moment, then closed her laptop. Here's what's going to happen. Officially, you never accessed anything. The tip about Marchetti came from an anonymous source. You just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Why would you? Because you stopped an arms deal that would have killed hundreds. Because you risked your life. Because... She leaned forward. Because I have a 12-year-old daughter too, and I'd want someone like you protecting her. Ryan's throat was tight. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just don't do it again. Yes, ma'am. She stood, extended her hand. Good work, Mr. Walker. They shook. One more thing, she said at the door. Your wife, the one who's supposedly dead, want to tell me about that? Not really. Didn't think so. Agent Chen smiled slightly. Witness protection is complicated. Paperwork gets messy. Sometimes people stay dead on paper even when they're alive. You understand? I think so. Good. Keep it that way. She left. Ryan sat alone, processing. His phone buzzed. Text from Celeste. Can you come to my office? The real one. Top floor. The executive suite was different from her working office. Personal. Photos on the walls. Books everywhere. Ocean view that probably cost obscene money. Celeste sat on the couch, still in yesterday's clothes, hair a mess, makeup gone. She looked beautiful. Hey, Ryan said. Hey, you okay? Frank's been arrested. 3 board members resigned. The hotel's under federal investigation. I might lose everything. She looked up. But yeah, I'm okay. Ryan sat beside her. You won't lose the hotel. How do you know? Because you're stronger than you think. Am I? You charged into danger for someone you barely know. Yeah, you're strong. She leaned against him, head on his shoulder. I'm terrified. Me too. Really? Every day. They sat like that. Just breathing. Just being. Your wife's alive, Celeste said eventually. Yeah, that must be. Complicated. Very. Do you still love her? Ryan thought carefully. I love who she was. I don't know who she is now. Fair. More silence. What happens next? Celeste asked. Legally? You cooperate with the investigation. Clean house. Rebuild trust. I meant with us. Ryan's heart jumped. There's an us? I don't know, is there? He lifted her chin gently. Looked at her. I'm a janitor with a complicated past and a 12-year-old daughter. You're a billionaire CEO with a hotel empire. We're from different worlds. So? So it's complicated. I like complicated. You say that now. I mean it. Celeste? She kissed him. Slower this time. Softer. I don't know what this is, she whispered. But I know I don't want it to end. Neither do I. Then don't let it. The sun rose through the windows, painting everything gold. Friday afternoon. The hotel was quiet. Investigation ongoing but controlled. Guests slowly returning. Ryan stood at the pool, skimming leaves, watching Hannah play in the shallow end with water wings. Daddy, look, I'm floating. I see, baby, good job. Celeste walked out in her blue blazer and jean shorts, looking official despite the casual outfit. Board meeting went better, she announced. We're keeping the hotel. Told you. Don't gloat. Wasn't gloating. She sat on a lounge chair, watched Hannah. She's fearless. Gets it from her mother. Which one? Ryan smiled. Both, maybe. Grace had left that morning. Too much heat, she'd said. Too many questions. Better if I disappear again. She'd hugged Hannah, whispered something Ryan couldn't hear, hugged him too. Take care of them, she said. I will. And Ryan, she's good for you, the CEO. Don't screw it up. Wasn't planning on it. Good. Now she was gone. Back to whatever shadow life she lived. And Ryan was here, at a pool, with his daughter, and a woman who looked at him like he mattered. So, Celeste said, about those swimming lessons. Yeah? I think I might actually try them properly this time. You sure? I'm sure. She stood, pulled off her blazer. Teach me? Ryan looked at her, at Hannah, at the life he thought he'd lost and the new one emerging from wreckage. Yeah, he said. I can teach you. She took his hand, and for the first time in 3 years, Ryan Walker thought, maybe everything's going to be okay. But in room 714, a laptop screen glowed. Security footage played. Ryan and Celeste at the pool, Grace leaving, Hannah laughing. A hand reached for a phone. Dialed. Sir, we have a problem. The American operation failed, but I've identified a new opportunity. Pause. Yes, sir, the woman, Davenport, she's the key to everything. Pause. Understood. I'll proceed with phase 2. The screen went dark. Outside, the sun shone. The pool sparkled. And somewhere in the hotel, new danger was already moving. Saturday morning felt wrong. Too quiet. Too normal. Ryan stood outside Hannah's new room. Celeste had moved them to a suite on the executive floor, watching his daughter sleep peacefully. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer. Almost. Walker. Mr. Walker. This is Agent Chen. We have a situation. His blood went cold. What kind? The kind where you need to get Celeste Davenport and your daughter out of that hotel. Right now. Why? Because we just intercepted communications. Marchetti wasn't the top. He was middle management. What? The real boss is still active. And according to our intel, they're finishing what Marchetti started. Target is Celeste Davenport. They want the hotel, and they're willing to eliminate everyone inside to get it. Ryan was already moving. Who is it? Who's the boss? Pause. We don't know, but they're already in the building. Ryan burst into Celeste's penthouse suite without knocking. She was on the balcony, coffee in hand, watching the ocean. We have to leave. Now. She turned, startled. What? No time, grab your essentials, 30 seconds. Ryan, what's happening? The threat isn't over. Someone's still here. Someone wants you dead. Her face went pale. Who? Don't know, but FBI says they're in the hotel right now. Celeste set down her coffee with shaking hands. This is insane. I know. Hannah's in her room, I'll get her. You pack. Fast. They moved. 2 minutes later, they were in the service elevator heading down. The elevator stopped. 4th floor. Doors opened. A woman stood there, 50s. Professional suit. Familiar face. Ms. Davenport, she said warmly. Heading somewhere? Ryan's hand moved to his weapon. Something was wrong. Just taking a drive, Margaret, Celeste said. Board business. Margaret smiled. At 7 a.m. on a Saturday? That's dedication. You know me. I do. Margaret stepped into the elevator. In fact, I know you better than you think. The doors closed. They were trapped. Ryan positioned himself between Margaret and Celeste and Hannah. Who are you? I'm disappointed, Mr. Walker. You haven't figured it out yet? Margaret's accent shifted. Subtle. European. I've been here the whole time. Celeste's voice was small. Margaret, you're my father's oldest employee. You've been with us for 20 years. 23, actually. Your father hired me fresh from business school, trusted me completely, made me CFO, gave me access to everything. She pulled out a gun. Small. Silenced. He never suspected I was planting the seeds of his empire's destruction from day one. Ryan calculated distances. Too close. Hannah here. You worked for Marchetti, he said. Marchetti worked for me, along with Frank. Thomas, half your board members. Margaret smiled. I've been consolidating control for 2 decades. Your father's death, tragic heart attack, simply accelerated my timeline. Celeste gasped. You killed my father. I did him a favor. He was getting sentimental. Weak. Would have run this hotel into the ground with his principles and integrity. Margaret's gun didn't waver. But you were supposed to be easy. Grieving daughter, sign over the hotel, disappear into your mansion. Instead, you had to play CEO. This is my family's legacy. Was. Past tense. The elevator reached the basement. Doors opened to darkness. Get out, all of you. Ryan held Hannah close. She was awake now, silent, terrified. They walked into the tunnel system, the same tunnels from days ago. Margaret followed, gun trained. Here's what's going to happen, she said. Tragic accident. Gas leak in the tunnels. 3 victims. CEO, her employee, his daughter. So sad. The hotel passes to the board, my board, and I finally own what I've worked for. FBI knows, Ryan said. They're coming. Are they? Because I control hotel security. I control the cameras. I control the narrative. Margaret checked her watch. In 10 minutes, this tunnel fills with gas. In 15, it ignites. The blast will look accidental. Old building, faulty pipes, no one will question it. Celeste's voice was steady despite the fear. You won't get away with this. I already have, darling. Ryan's mind raced. No weapon, no backup. Just him, Celeste, and a 12-year-old against a woman who'd planned this for decades. Then Hannah spoke. You're mean. Margaret laughed. Oh, sweetheart, I'm worse than mean. My daddy's a hero. He'll stop you. Your daddy is nobody, just a janitor who got lucky. No, Hannah said firmly. He was Navy. He saved people. Something clicked in Ryan's head. The tunnels, the layout, the emergency exits Grace had shown him. Hannah, he said quietly, remember the game we played? Hide and seek in the dark? Her eyes widened. Understanding. On 3? He whispered. She nodded. 1. Margaret frowned. What are you? 2. Stop talking. 3. Ryan threw himself at Margaret, knocked the gun sideways. It fired. Silenced shot hitting the tunnel wall. Run! He shouted. Celeste grabbed Hannah's hand. They ran into the darkness. Ryan and Margaret struggled. She was strong, trained, vicious. She got her gun up, aimed at where Celeste and Hannah had disappeared. Ryan grabbed her wrist, slammed it against the wall. The gun clattered away. Margaret drove her knee into his injured arm. He gasped, grip loosening. She shoved him back, pulled a knife. You're making this harder than it needs to be. That's my specialty. They circled each other in the dim tunnel, water dripping. Somewhere distant, Celeste and Hannah running to safety. You can't win, Margaret said. Even if you defeat me, my people will finish this. Maybe, but I'll die knowing I protected my daughter. Noble, stupid, but noble. She lunged. Fast. Ryan dodged. Barely. The knife caught his shoulder. Shallow cut, but painful. He countered. Landed a punch. Her nose cracked. She stumbled back, injured, furious. You'll pay for that. Get in line. They clashed again. Close quarters combat. Brutal. Efficient. Ryan was bigger, stronger, but she was fresh and he was running on adrenaline and old injuries. She got behind him. Knife to his throat. Any last words? Yeah. Duck. What? The gunshot was deafening in the enclosed space. Margaret fell. Ryan spun. Grace stood 20 feet away, weapon raised, face grim. You're late, Ryan gasped. Traffic. She walked over, checked Margaret's pulse. Dead. Good. Thought you left. I did? Then FBI called, said you were being an idiot again. She looked at him. Where's Hannah? With Celeste. Running. The gas? Real. We have maybe 5 minutes. They ran. Found them at a junction. Celeste holding Hannah, both safe but scared. Daddy! Ryan scooped up his daughter. I got you. I got you. Is the mean lady gone? Yeah, baby. She's gone. Grace checked her phone. Gas is filling the tunnels. We need the beach exit. Now. They ran. All of them. Lungs burning. Time running out. The smell hit. Chemical. Wrong. Deadly. Don't breathe deep, Grace ordered. Cover your mouths. They burst onto the beach just as the explosion hit. Boom! The tunnel entrance collapsed. Fire and smoke billowing out. They kept running. Got to the parking lot. To Ryan's Harley. FBI vehicles screeched in. Agents pouring out. Agent Chen ran over. Everyone okay? Mostly, Ryan said. Margaret Winters, she's the boss. Or was. Dead? Very. Chen nodded. We'll clean this up. You all need medical attention. We're fine. That wasn't a suggestion, Mr. Walker. 12 hours later. Hospital. Clean. Safe. Boring. Ryan sat in a chair watching Hannah sleep. Doctors said she was fine. Mild smoke inhalation. Nothing serious. Celeste entered. Bandage on her arm. Exhausted but alive. Hey, Ryan said. Hey. She sat beside him. They watched Hannah together. I'm selling the hotel, Celeste said quietly. Ryan's stomach dropped. What? Not all of it. Just majority stake. To a group that actually cares about integrity. Employees. Legacy. She looked at him. I'm keeping enough to stay involved. But I can't run it alone anymore, not after this. That's smart. Is it? Yeah, it is. Silence. What about you? She asked. What happens to Ryan Walker now? Don't know. FBI offered me a consulting job, tracking financial crimes. Work from anywhere. That sounds safe. Safe's good for Hannah. Just for Hannah? He met her eyes. For me too. She took his hand. I have a proposition. Yeah? Move in, you and Hannah. My mansion is stupid big, too empty, too lonely. And she trailed off. I don't want to be alone anymore. Celeste, I know it's fast. I know we barely know each other, but I know how I feel when you're around. I know Hannah makes me laugh. I know I want to wake up and not be terrified of water because someone patient teaches me it's safe. Her eyes filled. I know this is crazy, but I don't care. Ryan was quiet for a long moment. Grace came by earlier, he said. Oh. Said she's not coming back. Said her life is too dangerous, too complicated. Said Hannah needs stability. He squeezed Celeste's hand. Said I deserve to be happy. Do you? I'm starting to think maybe I do. Is that a yes? That's a, let's take it slow and see where it goes. She smiled. I can work with that. 3 months later, the pool at Celeste's mansion sparkled in afternoon sun. Hannah splashed in the shallow end. Water wings discarded weeks ago. She could swim now. Really swim. Dad, watch this. She dove under, popped up 10 feet away. Amazing, baby. Celeste floated on her back nearby, peaceful, finally comfortable in water. Ryan sat on the edge, feet dangling, watching his family. His phone buzzed. Email from Agent Chen. New case. Interested? He typed back. Maybe next month. Family time now. Daddy, come in. In a minute. Now. He laughed. Dove in, surfaced beside Hannah. She climbed on his shoulders. Higher. He lifted her. She jumped off, laughing. Celeste swam over, wrapped her arms around his neck. Happy? She asked. Getting there. Just getting there? It's a process. She kissed him. Soft. Sweet. Hannah made gagging sounds. Gross. Adults kissing. They laughed. The sun set. The water glowed gold. And for the first time in years, Ryan Walker felt something he'd forgotten existed. Hope. Somewhere across the country, a laptop screen glowed. Subject, Walker Ryan. Status, active threat level, high recommendation, monitor. But that was a problem for another day.